My 33F girlfriend, 32F of 2 years, recently recovered from cancer and is being terrible. Throwaway account because I'd never want to hurt her feelings. My girlfriend found out she had breast cancer in January. It's been a terrible year of surgeries and chemo while also in a pandemic. She completed chemo in August lately. She has been so downright mean. I absolutely understand that a year of hell makes you angry. I completely get that. I am angry, too. It's been a year of anxiety and hard situations. But some of the things happening are making me uncomfortable. She has started screaming at me all the time. For small things or big things. She's starting doing it in front of my daughter, which is a huge nope for me. She has called me names or said things to me that I would never allow anyone to say and stay with them. I've talked to her about it, but it keeps happening again and again. Friends around us say I need to leave because it's not healthy. But I feel like it's a unique situation because she has gone through so much. At what point does cancer stop being an acceptable reason for her actions and I have to leave? Do I leave now? Do I stick it out because she's had a terrible year? I feel so empty and I'm not having a great time in our relationship anymore. But do I stay, and if so, how should I remedy this? TL. Dr. GF recently had cancer and I need help knowing if I should stay in the relationship. No illness is an excuse for abuse. Is she going to therapy or making any effort on her part to get help for this? If not, you should probably leave, especially if it is happening in front of children. Hey, I experienced this with my mom. After cancer was gone, she had residual emotional trauma and combined with meds displayed behavior similar to your GF. She said some wildly immature, hurtful things to me. Our fam had to white knuckle and wade through it because our mom had been the best mother possible prior to the illness. Things eventually improved, but I've told her that I can only take so much. We'll have to go low contact with her if it happens again for any reason, i.e., even if she gets sick again. We're going to have to attend some type of therapy together to find a healthier way to coexist. That being said, your sitch is different from mine. BC, you've been with GF for 2 years with no blood relation or lifelong commitment. Plus there's a child involved. You sound like a very empathetic person for even asking this sub for advice before leaving her, considering what she's putting you through. But if you are truly in love with the person she was before chemo, then perhaps it's worth fighting for. But the anger in front of the kid has to stop, and soloing couples therapy is a must. Others have suggested this is medically related, or that having cancer and getting treatment is difficult. All this is true, and none of it is an excuse to use you as an emotional punching bag, scream at you, or involve your daughter in any way, even as a witness. Yes, cancer is stressful. Yes, emotions and tempers can get out of hand, but it usually does not progress to the total war you are experiencing. So work with her and let her know you've noticed a change in her behavior and your treatment of you. Let her know our behavior is not acceptable. Let her know you expect her to see her doctors and seek therapy to get a handle on her behavior in treatment of you. Let her know once she has made these steps and she has shown some progress in her treatment of you, that you are willing to participate in therapy if it would be helpful. Today is when and where you draw the line. Prioritize your daughter right now. Prioritize yourself. Being understanding of your girlfriend's cancer diagnosis and rough treatment regimen does not mean you need to be abused or accept abuse. If girlfriend is not willing to take steps to help her herself, then you need to think what your next steps are to protect yourself and your daughter. Chemo and post-cancer drugs can cause physical changes to the brain. Look up chemo rage. A lot of posters here suggesting that this behavior is purely psychological, but it might be literally out of her control. Not that it makes her behavior okay, or that you need to put up with it. But if you are interested in salvaging the relationship, you might consider talking to her doctor right away. Is she on hormone therapy or other meds? It may be causing her to be irrationally angry. Cancer is no excuse, but a sudden change in behavior like that should be looked into. She needs to be in trauma therapy like yesterday. My mom had breast cancer as well as a number of my family members. And the drugs you're given to prevent future cancers can alter your personality and make you significantly more angry. Do I leave now? Do I stick it out because she's had a terrible year? Those aren't your only two options. You can take a middle stance and see how that plays out. She has started screaming at me all the time. If she screams at you, then leave for the entire day. Just go. You live separately, right? Make sure you have your own house to go back to. Don't reward her bad behavior. If she screams at you, then she no longer gets the benefit of your presence. If she wants you to stay, then she'll have to fix her behavior, meds, whatever on her own initiative. You're not breaking up with her. You're just going home. She's starting doing it in front of my daughter, which is a huge nope for me. Stop bringing her around your daughter. GF is not a good role model right now and is toxic. You can't bring toxicity around your daughter. No, no, no. Maybe if GF gets her behavior under control with just you, then you could slowly reintroduce your daughter. But that would be months in the future. She has called me names or said things to me that I would never allow anyone to say and stay with them. When she does this, leave her and don't come back until she apologizes. And maybe make her wait a bit after that too, for good measure. Don't just run over the minute she apologizes. She may have trouble regulating her behavior at the moment, but at the bare minimum at some point after the incident, she needs to realize she is hurting you and you deserve an apology. I feel so empty and I'm not having a great time in our relationship anymore. If you try this strategy for 2 months and you're still miserable, then you'll know you tried everything, but sadly the relationship is over. If you try this strategy for 2 months and she shows great improvement and you are happier, then you can continue the relationship if you like. You can leave a relationship at any time for any reason, but it sounds like you aren't quite convinced it's hopeless yet. So try this for 2 months and then decide. As a chronic patient, not cancer but heart disease, she is angry at life. When I was 23 and 27 weeks into my pregnancy, I woke up coughing. Fast forward 6 weeks and my weak enlarged heart gave out in the middle of my C-section. My husband was told if I survived the night, maybe I'd have 3 days. Then a week, then without a heart transplant a year. Then 5. On November 1st it will be 22 years, and I was angry for the first 3 years. At everything and everyone, at God, at life, at my husband, at the military hospital that misdiagnosed me. The only person I wasn't angry at was my child. I had indescribable, overwhelming guilt. I was a handicapped mother who couldn't even carry her because she was too heavy. I felt like a total and complete failure. And I was pissed. But with therapy and a good support system that included my husband, which I did my damnedest to alienate, my parents and siblings who helped me raise my child, I got perspective. I healed my mind and made peace with my situation. Bad stuff happens to good people all the time. And it's overwhelming sometimes. If you love her, she needs you now, more than ever. Support group meeting really work. For her and for yourself as well. Good luck. I hope it works out. When it affects you to the point it's not okay, I would suggest both couples therapy and therapy for her to work through her bitterness over her cancer battle, also for you on your own to work through feelings on the matter. This is a very common issue after someone has had cancer. They get angry about it and angry over the pain. You also didn't specify if she had a mastectomy or not. This portion, if she did, adds a whole other level to it. Usually some hospitals offer family therapy for post-cancer. I do agree that cancer shouldn't be an excuse for any type of abuse, but it's a very, very normal occurrence. What did she say when you told her about her actions, how it's making you feel? Breast cancer can metastasize to the brain. Cancer in the brain can cause personality changes. Does her oncologist know about her personality changes? Assuming it's not that, I totally vote with a lot of the comments that therapy might be the way to go. Source: Doctor. How many meds is she taking? I was diagnosed with terminal cancer in January and I am 31, so I felt obligated to respond, haha. That is no excuse to treat people shitty. You have every right to leave. Protect your child, and not feel an ounce of remorse. If her new therapist helps, great, but do not feel bad about breaking up with the girl who had cancer if you are unhappy in being mistreated. Edit. I had breast cancer last year. It was terrifying. I had a really severe mental breakdown afterwards and ended up homeless. That said, I still had to be a functioning member of society and treat people with respect. Cancer is no excuse to demean or belittle anyone, especially not your favorite person. If you've addressed it and it's not improving, it's best if you leave. I'm sorry. I would feel bad leaving too. So I get it. You need to be stern and tell her that you're not going to accept her treating you badly, especially in front of your daughter. Give her an ultimatum: she needs to go to therapy to fix her anger issues or you'll be forced to break up with her since you don't want your daughter to be in a toxic environment. She has called me names or said things to me that I would never allow anyone to say and stay with them. Clearly you allow it since you still with them. Just because they've gone through cancer does not justify them being a shitty person. Cancer is not a hall pass for being emotionally abusive. Tell her it needs to immediately stop, or you will immediately leave, and then do it. Let me guess. Chemo made her miserable, so they gave her SSRIs. And now she's started coming off the SSRIs. And now she's angry and awful. This is almost certainly medical. A job for her doctor. If she had breast cancer, she may have needed a mastectomy, which is devastating to a woman emotionally. If she won't go to a therapist, you have to leave. If not for yourself, but for your daughter, who shouldn't witness that kind of abuse. If she's the mother of your daughter, do everything you can to fight for full custody, because she's not stable enough right now to be a good mother.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.